What happened was I moved to a new school and I was about 12 years old, and there was already a well-formed society in that school. And because I was the outsider and didn't fit in, the school sport became throwing me off the edge of the parking lot down a 20-foot bank every recess. And I don't really remember how it started, but I know that my reaction was just to pick myself, dust myself off, and crawl up to the top again. And I developed great sympathy from the girls. So while I was getting thrown off the hill at recess, I was gaining a benefit that lasted through the rest of the day.
As we have. Any questions then?
I had taken a course in drama without realizing that it involved a stage appearance.
Over my dead body.
It was nerve-wracking. Well, my first ambition was to overcome that fear. Then I became involved, after that fear dissipated, in the other processes that made acting interesting to me. The interest in storytelling and the effect that was created between myself and the audience, that began to help me find a place in society that I hadn't felt before. I never really did do well in television. I survived from small part to small part, but my ambition was always to do the kind of work, to play the kinds of roles that didn't seem to occur very often in television, especially not episodic television. And episodic television, I should say, has come a long way since the days when I was doing Love American Style.
Oh, wow. I mean, it must have been a really bad scene, huh?
What I was anxious to do was to play with the big boys. I wanted to do ambitious kinds of films. I wanted to take on characters that were a bit more complicated and interesting.
I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
And I was aware of the fact that if I stayed at the same place doing episodic television over and over again, I would wear out my face.
I mean, I don't want to wind up like that.
And never get a chance to do the kind of work I wanted to do.
Everything's under control, situation normal.
And because I discovered another way of putting food on the table for my young family by doing carpentry, I was able to wait it out. Because I always knew that tenacity was more important than almost anything else. I arrived in Hollywood with the metaphoric bus with a group of young people who all had a similar ambition to mine. And as the years went by, the attrition rate eliminated many of those people from the competition pool.
Get off my plane!
And finally, there was only a few of us left from that entering class. And I always saw life that way, that you really had to stick it out to prevail. And along the way, of course, I learned a great deal more about my craft than I knew when I first started. Well, I was 35 when I first did Star Wars, so I was even older than that when I did Indiana Jones.
It's not the years, honey. It's the mileage.
The job is always the same. That's to help tell the story through character behavior.
Does that help?
Certainly there are some experiences that are more fun to go through than others. A lot of times filmmaking is very fraught, very difficult, very complex. And other times it was a ball to go to work every day.
Hello. 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 How are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Whee.
But even at its most difficult, it's still better than a real job. It's very useful to me in selling movies to be well known. The problem that I have is that the most valuable thing to give up in your life is anonymity, is to be able to pass unnoticed through life when you want to. I have learned over a period of time, as I have become more and more in public view, to deal with the reality of that situation. There are practical means for staying as small as you can in public and not attracting attention to yourself.
You know who I am.
Aren't you one of those guys?
Indiana Jones.
Those guys, you know, those guys with skills?
Skills?
I love making movies. I love the opportunity to live different lives, to work with different people on different kinds of subjects. I love getting to travel. I love playing with the big toys that are involved in movie making. I have, I think, the best job in the world.